This episode of the What's Happening Delco podcast is brought to you by Delco Meets for Business. Check us out on Meetup, register, and attend one of our fantastic networking meetings, which we meet on the first and third Thursday at the Brick House in Ridley Park, and the second and fourth Thursday at the Upper Crust in Newtown Square. We look forward to seeing you there. What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by Kristin Hawley of K Creative Designs. Kristin, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Rich. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. What is K Creative Designs?
So K Creative Designs is a boutique agency that provides graphic design services to small and medium-sized businesses. We focus primarily on logo design, website design, marketing materials, conference branding, basically your one-stop shop for anything that you would need to get your business and message out there.
What can people expect when they work with you and K Creative Designs?
So people can expect to work with me on a one-on-one basis. So this is either through Zoom or I could even come in person. Both are great. I just work with whatever works best for the client. And, I really take my time to get to know the client first. We go through a nice questionnaire process where I ask key questions, really get to know you on a personal and professional level. And then once we get to a point where I start to understand your vision and what you're looking for specifically with your design work, that's when we sort of kick off the process of collaborating together. So what they can expect is for us to have weekly Zoom calls where we review work together, we talk about it, we get feedback. It's not like you're going to a restaurant and just ordering a meal and it comes as is. This is a very custom experience, and the whole goal is for me to capture the essence that somebody wants to portray in their business. And usually people have a good idea of what they want to look like, but they don't know how to make it. So I've always told myself that I'm sort of the liaison between, their imagination and vision, and then bringing it to life and making sure it looks great, it's up to industry standards, and it's, work that they can be proud of.
How did you find your way to being a liaison for all those things that you do?
So it started long ago back in the day, I actually would make MySpace layouts. This might date me a little bit. For my friends, I sat there and I wanted to make everything perfect. And I was just obsessed. I was in my high school years at this time and didn't even know that it was a service that I was providing and that it was called graphic design. So that then, took me down a path of actually studying graphic design. I was lucky enough to go to a high school that was very focused on the arts. And I took an elective in graphic design. And I was like, I just loved it. It was definitely my passion. I went on to study it in college. And that's where I really honed in my skills on how to collaborate with the client and how to become that vision maker, so to speak.
Who mentors you? Who motivates you?
So, great question. There is one specific mentor. Her name is Jennifer DeRosa. I'll give her a shout out. When I was in college, I started interning at her small graphic design and website design business that she ran from home. And there, I got to have firsthand experience working with local businesses. This was in Connecticut. That's where I'm from. And I just loved everything she was doing. People were so happy with I think it was a lot more about working with the people rather than a company. So she's one of my mentors, and she's still to this day, she's moved on to a new business, but she does, refer me, and I do actively work with her still to this day. And it's been over 10 years, which is amazing.
What are some of the things, challenges, issues, desires that people are bringing to you in this ever-changing world of design?
A lot of people come to me and they say, you know what, I had a website done 5 years ago and I can't log into it. I can't change a headline. I can't change any dates. I have an outdated calendar. And they have told me that they've tried to contact the old website designers who no longer support their website, and they're kind of stuck on their own. So a lot of time I do help clients even just get back in there and sort of redo everything so that they can own it. And what I always do is show them how to make edits. And if they're, in a position where their old software is not working, we'll convert them over to a new one too and train them on that and just make sure that they own their own website. I always have a problem when I'm, hearing that people don't own what they paid for. I think that's very unfair. So that's a major challenge. And then from a design perspective, a lot of people say, I tried to design my own logo and I'm stuck. I'm not a designer. I've realized that this is not my craft and I'm wasting a lot of time in Canva or, just trying to use free softwares, and they're hitting roadblocks. And that's where I can come in and sort of see where they started, and then I could take it over and finish it for them. So those are, two things that I've experienced over the past few years quite often.
You bring up two great points. Number one, have a professional take care of what's the first face that people are going to see in your business. Everybody's looking up websites. Everybody's looking to see more about that front door, so to speak, the window dressing to enter into your business as to who you are. And secondly, the next part about it is we're in the summer. This is probably a good time for many business owners, for many businesses to evaluate that website. Have somebody come in and ask the questions that you're bringing up today. I'm fascinated to know that most people don't own their own website. To me, that's their content, that's their property. I think that that's a valuable point, that moving forward, this is something, hey, Kristin's ready to go. Let's get your business where it needs to be on the internet, where it needs to be logo-wise, where it needs to be. So you are putting out that first impression and it's stellar. So I think that's what you bring to the table right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Is there anything we haven't touched upon with K Creative Designs that you want people to know more about?
Trying to think real quick. Yeah, basically, just anyone who's really looking, it's not just specific. Like if you already have a logo, but you don't have your website, I can still work with you. It's okay. You don't have to come to me and already have an idea. I like to work with people who may just be starting their first business and they don't know where they want to go with it. Maybe they don't have any ideas. That's okay too. So just, I want to make it clear that wherever the client is at, I'm happy to meet them in that place and work with them and, give them those results that they're looking for.
How do people find you? How do they connect with you?
So people have found me through Google, which thankfully the SEO has been working great. And then also through word of mouth referrals.
Well, you mentioned you were originally from Connecticut.
Yeah.
You're in Delco now. Have you found a great cheesesteak place that you go to?
So I really want to try Van Horn's over in media. They're new. However, I have not had a chance to go there yet due to having a dental procedure this past 2 weeks.
Okay, Van Horn's, get ready.
Yes, Van
Kristin's
Horn's
coming.
Yes, but I do. I being from Connecticut, cheesesteaks were not something that I was very familiar with. Obviously, I've had one or two in my life prior to moving to this area, but I really do love cheesesteaks. And, I'm definitely looking to try the local places.
Does Connecticut have a food? Are they known for something?
So Connecticut right now, if you look it up, they are rated very high for pizza, specifically New Haven style pizza.
Okay, New Haven style pizza. Yep. Where are you going in Delco for pizza?
So I'm going to Little Anthony's on State Street for my go-to pizza place. I love it. I think it's like the best, regular cheese pizza that you can get in this area.
They have been mentioned before, and you're a regular cheese pizza person, huh?
Well, for that type of pizza. I also like the fancy pizza that has prosciutto and other sorts of things on it. But, I don't really count that as real pizza. I feel like Little Anthony's gets my vote for American pizza.
All right. I'm a fancy pizza person, too. You cannot put enough tasty toppings, lots of different flavors, textures. I love it on my pizza. You are heading to a new client and you have a convenience store need. Where are you going, Wawa or Royal Farms?
I'm going to Wawa.
Awesome. Is there something specific you're always going to Wawa for?
I'm always getting their coffee. Love their coffee. And I love their almond milk creamer that they have.
Awesome. How do you describe Delco to somebody who's never heard of Delco or has not been here before?
So Delco is a place where you can expect to have a strong sense of community. You can walk out of your door and see someone you know, and they're actually going to say hi to you. And they might even take it one step further and chat with you for an extended period of time. I think that's really special about Delco, and that's something that I didn't have growing up in Connecticut. I also lived in New York City prior to moving to this area. So the sense of community in Delco has just been something that I tell everybody is so amazing. I think this place is very special in that regard.
You have a friend or family coming in from out of town and you want to give them or take them to that Delco experience. Where are you taking them, or where are you sending them?
Ooh, that's a great question. So I have taken my family to Pinocchio's in Media, old school spot, great place to like get a taste for the town. So that is definitely one of them. And then I gotta think about the other. I don't know. I mean, I just take them through State Street Media, and everybody loves it. You know, people get a good sense of what this area is about.
All right, two places, State Street Media, Pinocchio's. They've been mentioned so many times on the podcast, and they are not sponsors of the podcast. But I'm thinking this is an unsolicited testimonial. People are putting it out there. They know what they're doing, and keep it up, because more people are finding it and more people want to take them to have those experiences, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, also for Dining Under the Stars on Wednesdays in Media, that is something that I take people to, and they can really see how special the town is, that they close down all the road, put all the tables out, everyone's getting together. It's just something you don't see very often in other towns or areas.
Dining Under the Stars is a lot more fun than dining under the rain clouds. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they have a lot of Wednesdays that are rain free. This has been great, Kristin. I really appreciate your time today. Mention some social media. You mentioned your website. Where do people like, share, comment on some of that social media you're doing?
So it's on Instagram. I'm K Creative. It's an _ K Creative, all lowercase, no spaces.
Share the podcast. Let people know that you listen to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Like, share us at What's Happening Delco. Kristin, thank you so much for your time today. This has been a treat getting to know somebody else in Delco that's doing great things for the community. We look forward to seeing you again and hearing about all the great stuff that you're doing, helping people with their websites, their logos, and everything else.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hey, it's Rich. Thank you so much for being a listener to the What's Happening Delco podcast. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn more about the people and businesses in our community. I've been a real estate agent for over 25 years, working with first-time home buyers to last-time home sellers. As a listener of the podcast, my gift to you is a complimentary 1-year American Home Shield home warranty. This is for buyers and sellers that I help. If you're looking to move anywhere in the United States, I have you covered with an amazing network of real estate agents. I look forward to hearing from you. My direct line is 215-313-3777, or you can email me at rshaneremax@comcast.net. Oh, by the way, I am never too busy for any of your referrals.